Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Adam Makes Beer Brewery Fundamentals course. This is Module 1, Cleaning and Sanitation. And this is class number 4 on cleaning small parts. Cleaning smalls is often an area that goes overlooked. A lot of times we can just do a soak, and sometimes soaks, that's the best you can do. That's the best situation you can do. But we're going to talk about a couple of different ways to do that today. We're going to talk about kind of the soak method. We're going to talk about a COP pot, or clean out of place pot, that we had when I was working at Sonder Brewing. Very cool piece of equipment. And you might say, hey, listen, that's a Cadillac. I can't afford anything like that. Always think about ways that you can make something work with the equipment that you have. Many of us might have a homebrew or a smaller size kettle that we could hook the pump up to the bottom, put our smalls in there, and then just hook up the return for our pump arm on there, do whatever we need to do to weigh it down, to hook it on there, to clamp it on there, and recirculate that. It would be a really good idea if you're using sometimes people use like a half barrel homebrew kettle, so the top is kind of cut off of it. It might be a good idea to put on a screen gasket on the bottom ferrule of that. So when you're drawing out, you're not going to be sucking things into your pump, any of the smalls or anything like that. But that might be a good way to be able to get that flow past those parts, right? I think this is a really cool video. I think get some wheels turning on ways that we can get better at cleaning these small parts that have a really big impact on the cleanliness and sanitation of what we're working on. Let's get into the brewery.
We are going to be continuing our tutorial look on the CIP process. Something that surprised me when I first started making content. I wasn't sure what people were going to want to see and what they weren't going to want to see. I get tons of questions on how we deal with our smalls. When I'm talking about smalls, when you work in a brewery, there's all these little Lego pieces, essentially. Tees, triclover clamps, gaskets, valves, sight glasses, all these different fittings that we have to use that wouldn't make sense to run during a normal CIP on a tank. So we have to have a way to clean those parts separately, and so clean out of place. So here at Sonder, we have this really cool thing. We have a clean out of place pot. There's a really unique solution for getting all of the key parts of cleaning checked off the list. We've already talked about time, temperature, flow rate, and chemical concentration when we talk about CIP. And this is exactly what we're dealing with when we work with this COP pot. In the past, I have done a lot of different things for cleaning small parts. Typically, it is an overnight soak in either caustic, a PBW, or a powdered brewery cleaner solution. Sometimes also soaking in acid. I've done both of those things, but they're all soaks. What's cool about this is that you can actually get the preferred situation where you have turbulence, and temperature is taken care of as well, because we can pull water directly off the 85C hot liquor tank. So just a quick overview of this whole thing. Obviously, we have the pot portion. In each one of these, we have kind of like a crab pot type deal, a stainless steel basket that we can sort parts into. So that helps us sort when we're doing that. Below, down here, we have a pump, and I'll show you this whole rig here in a moment a little bit more in detail, but it pulls liquid off the bottom up through a couple of options here. Up through these arms that go along each side, and we'll talk about those shortly. And then also, each of these arms has some what look like support connections, but what they really are is they're actually open pipes back into the pot. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. All right, so you can see here we have all of our shiny stainless in the pot. Right now there is peracetic acid in that pot, and let's zoom in down here. Okay, so this is a little bit more of a close-up view of what we're looking at underneath the CIP pot. If you've seen any of my videos before on cleaning or anything like that, a very familiar sight of a pump underneath. And with a pump, we always need a situation where liquid is being fed into the face of the pump and then coming out. Let's see if we can see it over here. So we have a situation where there's a large 2-inch pipe right here that is coming in and feeding this pump. It then pumps out and then up to this T, this split. And this runs to each one of these rails alongside the CIP pot. Each one of them ends in a valve. And what that enables us to do is, this valve right here, you can see all of our CO2 lines over here. So we can actually strip down our whole CO2 system weekly, clean and sterilize it, because we can hook those lines up here. It will come out of this valve, and then we can rig it back up to this little return elbow, and it'll pump back down. Now, I mentioned before what seems to be little support beams inside here on both sides are actually where chemical is being pushed back into the CIP pot. The cool thing is this side right here actually angles down, and this side over here actually angles up. So it encourages going across the pot turbulence, right? Because we know turbulence and flow rate is very important when cleaning. So just like with any other CIP situation, what we do is we'll collect our dirty parts, and we'll usually separate them into buckets for gaskets, clamps, and parts. And then when this is dwindled to the point to where we need more, we'll drain the entire pot right here, rinse it, get our parts in. Now we will rinse them soil-free going in, okay? Because we don't want a situation where we're throwing a whole bunch of soil into the COP pot, in the same way that we pre-rinse tanks when we're cleaning them, so we just don't get our caustic all filthy, right? So we will dump the tank, we'll sort all of our parts into their individual baskets, get them in, we'll fill with hot water off of the sterilization loop, which is at 85°C. We'll get that turning, that temperature will drop into our appropriate cleaning range. We'll get our caustic circulating for 20 minutes. We'll drop that, we'll rinse it, we'll fill it back up with a blend of hot water and cold water, because we try to run our acid at about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I know I'm going between Celsius and Fahrenheit on you, so you know, you can, we'll get by. We try to run that acid in the 90-degree range, and then we'll circulate it on that for 20 minutes, drop the pot, drop the liquid out of the pot, rinse everything down, and then go with cold water and paracetic and circulate that. As always, we're titrating all the way along the line to make sure we have the appropriate rate of chemical in there. And beyond that, I think that's really it. I get a ton of questions about this, and I know this is really fancy. And you know, as we've talked about before, you can definitely, there's other solutions for this stuff. But there's a few things in here that, especially for breweries our size, this stuff, there's a lot of things that are kind of the Cadillac version of stuff in here. And it's a really cool working situation for me. A lot of labor saving stuff and a lot of time saving stuff. And especially as I get older, it ain't all that bad. This is one of those things. This is really cool. I don't know if there's a whole lot of them out there. It feels like a little bit of a custom build for me. But anyways, that's about it. If you have any questions about how we utilize this or how I explained anything, please drop them in the comments below. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you later. Bye.